I'm Stephen John Drew from the official GonnaGeek.com show, a weekly geek news podcast that is a part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other awesome geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to episode 525 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. We're recording this live on Thursday, June 8th, 2023. If you're watching us live, we are still live on Twitch. We'll see if that stands. If you were here for our pre-show, you heard us talking about how Twitch is changing the rules for things. Granted, we aren't Twitch partners, but if they're changing it for partners, I'm sure those of us that are just using the service and them inserting basic ads will eventually get slapped down too. But hey, I'm Chris. I'm joined by my usual band of misfits. We'll start first with Mr. Willie D. Nelson. He's muted, everyone. I'm going to talk for him. My name's Willie. I'm on mute.
No, I was waving. I was saying, yeah. I was waiting for the applause to die down.
You know what works really well?
How you doing?
You know what really works well in an audio medium? Waving.
Yes, it does. I was waiting for the applause to die down. I know they're yelling.
Did you want applause? I don't think
clapping like, yeah, this dude's back. Fuck yeah.
Willie, I don't have an applause button, but I have the you win button if that works. Do you want the you win button?
Not particularly, because I don't feel like I won.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But we also have with us Mr. Anthony Bachman.
Though locked out of my account, still technically a Twitch partner. Who I haven't streamed on it. They did some update, like, I think at this point, like 2 years ago. Your reason that, like, my account says Salty Sailor in our chat and not the Bach 2099 login is because they did an update on Twitch, like, forever ago. My authenticator wouldn't work. And when I went to Twitch to log in and try to reset my password, it wouldn't authenticate that I was the person doing it. And so I've never been able to get back into my account, but technically still a Twitch partner.
Good for you.
I haven't streamed in 2 years, but I'm still, as far as I know, I never got an email saying they took my partnership away. In fact, I got an email about their new bullshit rules. I just didn't bother to read it because I can't log into that account.
The bullshit rules that they did back down off of. If you guys want to learn more about it, there's a lot more Twitch streamers who, make actual income off Twitch that have been talking about it, that have expressed their concerns. And there was basically a giant blow up yesterday on social media when the rules came out. And then I think it was early this morning or late yesterday evening, I can't remember. Twitch basically put something out and said, oh, we're going to revisit our rules here. They didn't make sense and we want to listen to the public here. And basically my thought is they went, oh shit, we pushed a little too hard. We're going to make some kind of compromise thing so that people will be willing to more accept that, because here's the example. If I said, hey, Willie, you owe me $20 and you went, fuck you, I'm not going to pay that. And I threatened to take something away from you. I'd be, okay. And then I'd wait and go, well, you owe me $10. $10 sounds a lot more palatable than 20. So the thought is people might be more willing to shoulder a lesser restriction then, and then Twitch can wait, say, another 6 months and put more on it.
So Twitch shot themselves in the foot.
Themselves in the foot.
And then Reddit shot themselves in the foot even earlier, right?
Yes. So the Reddit blackout is what, next week? 12th through the 14th is when that's happening?
Yeah, 12th through the 14th, I think.
And not heard about this.
Oh.
Protest on Reddit?
There's a protest. All right, so some background here for those that may not be familiar. I'm a little more versed in this one because
Mr. Moderator.
Yes,
Mr. Moderator.
I do moderate a few different subreddits, so it's been something we've been discussing because our community is vast about it. And all three of the communities I moderate on Reddit will be blacking out. One of them only for 1 day, the other for 2 days. But fairly sizable. The one is 4 million subscribers, the other is 2 million subscribers, and the other's like 100,000. So we have some numbers at least. But for those that aren't aware, the Reddit API is basically being changed how you access it, because Reddit has claimed that third-party Reddit apps like Apollo for Reddit, which they did just announce today, they're shutting down the app on June 30th because they can't afford it anymore, have said, hey, the rates you want to charge us for API access are insane. We are charging our customers that subscribe to our app to be able to do this and offset what current costs may be for things they have. And the guy that runs Apollo for Reddit said, it's going to cost me $20 million just in API calls. a month to be able to do this. He goes, I have no way to pay for this. And for those that are unfamiliar, Apollo for Reddit is a very popular third-party Reddit browser. I believe it's only iOS, but I'm not 100% sure because I haven't messed with it too much.
No wonder I never heard of it.
It's very popular, especially with moderators and stuff like that, because the moderating tools are better built into that third-party app than they are into the official Reddit app. Until like the last year or two, if you were a moderator, you couldn't moderate through the official Reddit app. You had to log into a web browser on your phone or your tablet, or you had to have a third-party app. There's also concerns
sounds pretty stupid
that the official Reddit app does not support a lot of accessibility options very well. So for those that are visually impaired or things like that, there's not a lot of tools built into that for them to be able to interact with the app. Whereas some of these third-party apps were designed with a primary focus on assisting those with different visual disabilities or things like that.
Okay, so Apollo for Reddit is TweetDeck. It's a better version of the actual platform.
In essence. So what you're seeing here is I think part of the reason why there's such outcry is, remember, Twitter just universally yanked the API access to all third-party clients with no heads up, and then started charging an astronomical price for anyone who wanted to do it. Reddit at least gave a heads up and said, hey, we're going to up the pricing on this, and then all the third-party app folks went, we can't afford to do this. And then even if they did, there's still restrictions on the third-party Reddit apps too, because Reddit has some concerns, some of which are legit, which is the current way these third-party apps access Reddit data via the API is Reddit can't push ads. Reddit makes money off of ads. That's part of what you get with the service, and how they make their money is they inject ads into the feed and things like that. You don't get that with the third-party apps, similar to what happened with the Twitter apps. So what it comes down to is Reddit's effectively changing up the API and starting to charge access fees for it that are astronomically high when you compare to other similar services out there. And they're claiming it's to offset costs that they have, because some of these third-party apps are supposedly not very efficient in the number of API calls that they're making back home and things like that. But in reality, it comes off more as Reddit is trying to funnel people into their app and kill off the third-party apps, not because there isn't an API available, but because they have priced them out of being able to access their API because it's so expensive.
Reddit's not getting their ad revenue from the third parties, so fuck them, let's get rid of them.
So a lot of what is going on is there has been an effort, and I can't remember who started it, but there's actually a subreddit that's been built up for it, that there is an effort across a variety of different subreddits that June 12th through June 14th, they're all going to take their subreddits, their communities private. So what does that mean? When a community is private, no longer will it appear in the news feeds. No longer will it appear in the all page or the home page or anything like that. No longer will anyone be able to access it unless they are already subscribed to it. And the way it is set up now, no posts will be able to be created unless you are a moderator or an approved user. Effectively meaning that these subreddits are going to shut down for 2 days and deprive Reddit of potential ad dollars to take a stand and be like, hey, we think this is BS. Now, the real question is, do we think Reddit's going to care or do anything? My personal theory is no. I mean, good for people that want to take a stand and try and do something. I just don't know that it's really going to do much. It shows that there's kind of a unified effort here, but I don't know how much it does in the long term. And honestly, a lot of communities, there's a very vocal group that are for it, and then there's a bunch of people that didn't know what was going on. They are kind of like, oh, I guess I'm okay with that. Because unless you're living on Reddit or things like that, you're probably not hearing much about it. The tech blogs have picked it up, stuff like that. But
I hadn't heard about it.
It's an interesting shift. And like Haru Fonzik says in the chat, it's the reality of monopolies, and that's what we have here. Yeah. But if you go back, remember when before Reddit was a big thing, the big thing before it was the website dig.com, D-I-G-G. Do you guys remember that one?
I remember that, yeah.
Dig shot themselves in the foot by changing the way the site worked and changing access to it. And literally, well, not literally, but figuratively, probably 90% of the population of Dig picked up and left and went to Reddit. And that's what caused Reddit to become popular. Reddit was kind of a joke to a bunch of users on Dig until Dig shot themselves in the foot.
Oh, God, does this mean 9gags is going to get popular?
I have no idea. So
there's always something else, yeah. I don't know, it doesn't make me wonder, though, like 1 or 2 days of blackout, like these people just cannot live without Reddit. Yeah, shut that shit down for a month.
But I
Black
think
out your channel for a month.
Here's the thing,
that
though.
Would cause Reddit to not have like revenue from commercials, right?
Here's the thing, though. Reddit admins could very easily just go and take over and kick out the mods and restart everything.
Yeah.
This is more indicative of showing the power of the users. That's why I don't honestly think it's going to come to much, because it's only 2 days. But I think if you do much more than 2 days, the Reddit admins are going to be like, oh, we don't like the way you're using our service, and they'll take back things, and then they'll just spin them up. Because if you aren't aware, there's a bunch of subreddits out there that are controlled, for lack of a better term, by, I don't want to say admins, but admin supported accounts. And you have some folks that moderate like 100 plus subreddits that their name is on, but just because they're linked back to, presumably, it hasn't been proven, but a lot of people theorize, to the admin side of the house, so that they gain control over that. So, for instance, let's use r/Xbox Series X. That's one of the ones I moderate. We're almost 2 million subscribers. If you do much more than 2 days, you have some traction going in. We've got the Summer Games event this weekend with a specific one focused on Starfield. So there would be conversation coming into our community. If you shut down for a couple days, there is a a noticeable drop in view count probably, and drop in ads served, because people aren't going to be going to that discussion or that subreddit that's being used as a hub for discussion on some of these events. Like I know r/PS5 has also said they're blacking out, r/Xbox and Xbox One, and there's much bigger subreddits out there. I can try and find the list as we go on here, but
a lot of smaller ones too.
It's not an insignificant number of subreddits, but I don't know that it's a significant number for Reddit to care.
Chris, I
Yes.
have a question for you. As a moderator, have you ever met the most infamous moderator of Reddit history?
Probably not.
You don't know who I'm talking about?
I don't.
Awkward the Turtle? Or whatever it is, it's something like that. It's Awkward and Turtle's in there.
No, I don't think that I have. I know who they are by reputation. I've seen stuff about them, but I've never met them.
I'm just surprised you never heard of them.
No. I remember now. Yeah. I had to link it back. Yeah.
I was curious. I had to ask. I never thought to ask you before. I was like,
our paths have never crossed because they are not involved in any of the subreddits that I am.
They're involved in a lot of subreddits. People say they probably pay to be moderators of all these subreddits. But why would you want to pay to be whatever?
Because some people get off on perceived internet power. So, for instance, here's an article from 2 days ago from Gizmodo of some of the more popular subreddits that will be blacking out. And I'm just going through the list here. First is r/music, subreddit for music news, releases, and discussion. Created in 2008. It has 32.3 million users. r/gaming, created in 2007, has 37.1 million subscribers. r/pics, 30 million subscribers. As in pictures.
Really?
Yeah.
Those people are weird anyway.
Let's see. r/today I learned, which is one I like. It's 31.7 million.
Oh yeah. I love that one. TIL.
Yep. r/futurology, which catalogs sci-fi-esque advancements in science and technology. It doesn't tell me how many subscribers they have on this slide. r/contagious laughter, 6.9 million subscribers.
Never even heard of that one.
r/cryptocurrency, because we really care a lot about cryptocurrency here.
The crypto bros.
We're crypto bros, yo.
What about Wall Street bets?
I'm sure they're probably doing it too. r/Minecraft is one that is blacking out. r/anti-work, which is one that's become pretty popular.
The Minecraft one, that one's probably got some serious traffic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids doing that Minecraft.
r/comedy cemetery, where jokes go to die.
Yep, I'm on there too. Although sometimes they put good jokes, and I'm like, you're just dumb and don't get the jokes.
r/Harry Potter, r/houseplants, r/Robinhood, as in the trading platform for stocks. That's an app-based thing. r/2007scape, which I believe is based off of RuneScape, the old web game.
I wonder if r/trees is going in it, because the funny thing about trees is that they're really an illegal substance of marijuana subreddit. The whole thing was they traded with, I think, where they're all about marijuana, and I think r/marijuana or something like that is all about trees. It's fun like that.
Nice.
Oops.
Yeah, the first post on r/trees is "Come smoke with your fellow Ents on treesradio.com."
Yeah, it's all about
it's all about weed.
It's hilarious.
That's smoking them trees, man. Smoking them trees.
So
that's funny.
If you want to find more information about it, you can go to reddit.com It's r/save third party apps, and it's 3RD, not THIRD.
If it's even possible.
They are still up right now. That is where this is being coordinated from. From my personal standpoint, r/West Virginia that I moderate is going dark for the full 2 days. I can tell you the Xbox subreddit's all talked. r/Xbox One, Xbox support, and Xbox will be blacked out for 2 full days. And r/Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Series X will be blacked out on Tuesday only.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Guess how many times I used the actual official Reddit app?
3.
I have no fucking idea. I think I don't even know when I've even gone to the actual Reddit website. I've used Reddit is Fun forever.
So Reddit is Fun is also one of those apps that's going to be impacted.
Oh, I know.
Like I said, I use the official Reddit app right now because it's easier for moderation purposes, although I have used third-party ones before Reddit started putting more of the moderation tools in there. I can't remember the name of them. I think I played with Reddit is Fun at one point in time and a couple other ones.
Hey, Reddit, you want to not be dicks in the news? Here's an idea. Instead of shutting down those third-party apps, how about you hire the fucking people that made it to make your app better? How about that?
You want to know something interesting? There's a tool set called the Moderator Toolbox that's out there that's maintained by independent developers. It's not made by Reddit, but it allows moderators to have a robust extension for Chrome or Firefox to easily moderate and things like that. That is not impacted by the current API rule changes, but the developers of it have basically said, look, we see the writing on the wall here. We've already started backing off on supporting this because it's more of just a labor of love for us. But eventually it's going to come to the point where Reddit's going to make it so that this tool isn't usable either. So a lot of moderators are kind of looking at Reddit and be like, hey, we do this for free and you make money off of it. Why are you trying to make life more difficult for us by making it harder for us to moderate? Reddit's claiming that they're not going to restrict the API for any moderation tools, but that doesn't necessarily mean that won't change at a later date. And this API change is also going to impact some of those bots that are out there to help find like ban evaders and stuff like that are used. So I can't help but think they're getting greedy, and they were slightly emboldened by the fact that Twitter did it and people kept using it and people grumbled. Yeah, just because...
But didn't leave in droves.
Just because Elon did it doesn't mean it's going to work. Although the statistics tend to show that Twitter engagement is down across the board as it sinks more and more into an echo chamber for a certain side of the political spectrum. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I still get notifications from Fox News about the dumbest of news stories. I'm like, why is Fox News tweeting this out? And why am I getting a notification for it about this story that doesn't... Who cares about this story? I don't care that the bear was sighted in New Jersey. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I've had faux news blocked on Twitter for a long time.
Yeah. Another thing to keep in mind is there are other subreddits that said they wanted to participate, but their community said no, or upon further evaluation, they said it wouldn't be good for their community if they did so. So some examples, there's a lot of subreddits that are there for different support purposes, be it like Alcoholics Anonymous kind of things, or other support groups where people are helping each other out. A lot of them went, we agree with the stance people are taking here, but we can't shut down our community for 2 days because there's people that depend on talking to others there to kind of get help and support with things they need. It's not...
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, so that makes valid sense because like you don't want to deprive anybody of any type of help that they're reaching out for.
Yeah,
just for a protest.
I wouldn't be shocked if some of your more favorite subreddits, though, on those 2 days, you might be able to view it because you're subscribed to it, but there's not going to be any new content because when they take it private, only approved users and moderators can post stuff. And hey, telling you from a moderator standpoint, this sounds like a 2-day vacation to me. I don't have to moderate anything for a couple days.
Shit.
I don't have to get told I'm an asshole and a Sony pony because I let someone say something nice about Sony.
A Sony pony?
A Sony pony.
Wow.
Wait, is that what I'm being called?
That's what I've been called because as a moderator, I allowed a positive comment about Sony to stay up in the Xbox subreddit. I'm like, dude.
How dare you,
Who
sir?
the fuck cares? None of you get paid from either of them, so why even argue? It makes no sense.
That's the funniest thing is how many conspiracy theories there are. And some of them came up for part of these petitions is some of our users coming back and saying when we announced this was going to happen, well, you guys are paid by Reddit or Microsoft. That's why you're doing that. I'm like, I wish I was paid by Reddit or Microsoft for this.
Yeah, no shit. Give me a paycheck.
I'll be a shill. I don't mind being a shill.
I think the most I got at one point in time is there was a Microsoft employee who reached out to us and said, "Hey guys, I've been browsing this subreddit. I enjoy things." He goes, "I'm an employee." He goes, "I can give you guys some code keys so that you can access the friends and family software store or whatever," which is all a legitimate thing. And he goes, "I got like 10 of them if you guys want to do something." So we were able to get like some cheap download codes for OneDrive or Xbox games and stuff like that. That's about the most I've gotten out of Microsoft in regards to subreddit moderation. It was an employee who went, "Hey, I like what you guys are doing. I'm allowed to give 10 invites out to the software store." That we then used to buy prizes for the subreddit from when we ran competitions and stuff to give out free games or 3-month passes for Game Pass.
Oh, there it is. Caught you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't know.
And then I did attend one of the Reddit moderator summits online, and I got a gift basket after that, which gave me some pens and pencils. I got a coffee mug with the Reddit logo, and I got a Afghan with the Reddit logo on it because it was all along the theme of mods are sleeping and mods are awake. I think I have the coffee mug behind me. I should look. Look and see.
Quiet. The mods are sleeping.
Fun we are. Look at how fun we can be. We're shutting down everything that makes us look worse, and we're not improvising.
Reddit logo here, and then on this side it
the
was
old schnoo.
mods are awake, and then the blanket had the same Reddit logo and said mods are sleeping, because there's always the joke of we gotta do such and such, mods are sleeping, because you can do it off peak hours to slip stuff through. I don't know. I'll just say my experience. Maybe it's because I've curated the stuff I follow as my experience on Reddit's not terrible, and I learned some interesting stuff. And not everyone's an asshole when it comes to moderation. Just some people, and you just learn that some people are trolls, and you just ignore them. If you ever start moderating on Reddit or anything like that, you learn not to take anything personally just because people are dicks.
You know what I want to know? I want to know if there's any story on Am I the Asshole that's actually true and not made up by a troll.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That's what I want to know.
Then there's a lot of people that look at those and just comment with r/that happened, which is a subreddit that makes fun of people that have stories like that.
Yeah, I have a feel it's probably a very, very large percentage of those posts in all the different subreddits that are stories like that, where it's literally just people trying out fiction.
Oh, yeah.
There's just someone's just writing a story, seeing if they can get some upvotes.
That and the relationship advice subreddit, because you guys know when we do unprotected advice with Willie Nelson, that's one of the subreddits I like to go to.
Sorry for you audio listeners, I'm waving at when he said that.
Today I fucked up, and I
Always
think
with the
half those
waving.
stories are fake too, but at least they're entertaining.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll just go ahead and say like 85% of the time, yes, you are the asshole. Like, yeah, of all those I've read, almost always the person posting it, yeah, they're an asshole.
No,
If the
actually, no.
story's
There's a lot of
true.
time. There's also "Am I the Devil," which is "Am I the Asshole" stories of where clearly they're the asshole, and there's also another subreddit of "Am I the Angel," which is clearly you're not the asshole. Why are you even putting this?
Look, Reddit can be fun. You can find interesting stuff to read, and you can find interesting communities to be part of.
Fun subreddit if you were curious. Here's a fun random one: Fat Squirrel Hate. It's all a bunch of people posting pictures of squirrels and making fun of how fat those fuckers are.
I think you told us about that one before.
I can't remember.
Squirrel hate? Wow.
Yeah.
r/Fat Squirrel
There's a
Hate.
subreddit for everything.
I'm on Fat Squirrel Hate. I'm not sure if they're going blackout or not. They're pretty necessary, let me tell you.
I'm trying to think of other stuff that I know. r/squared circles blacking out, which is the biggest wrestling subreddit out there. So, they'll be blacked out for Monday Night Raw, for instance.
There's got to be a ton of wrestling subreddits.
Well, there are. That's the biggest one, but I'm trying to think.
Well, not the biggest.
I think it's the biggest one on Reddit.
A wrestling subreddit?
The biggest wrestling subreddit.
He's saying it's the biggest wrestling subreddit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the biggest subreddit.
No, it's not the biggest subreddit. I don't know. I have to look and see. I don't know which other ones are. I think the Marvel Studios one's going blacked out. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yep.
I think they said Nintendo Switch was blacking out for it now.
Sure.
That subreddit.
There's nothing good on there anyway.
I think Programmer Humor was. Pro Revenge was.
Pro Revenge.
Pro Revenge is funny, but
What about
also
Average
fake.
Revenge or Amateur Revenge?
There you go. I think one of the Star Trek subreddits was. I can't remember. I'm just going through the list of things that I follow on Reddit to see which ones were.
Well, I wonder if Malicious Compliance is also going out.
I assume.
That's a good one.
Malicious Compliance is pretty great.
I mean, you know what the real question I want to ask? How many of the porn ones are going down?
None.
Well, actually, here's why they might be going down: is even
There's
if you
so many porn.
there are so many porn ones, and I imagine why they may choose to do so is now if you want to view porn subreddits on a third-party app, it will be impossible because the API will not allow NSFW content to third-party apps. You have to use the official Reddit app. So that could be why they might be blacking out. I honestly don't know if they are, but I imagine
cut down on some traffic.
I imagine that would be the case. Is that would cut down on some traffic for them too if it was.
You mean I got to go to Pornhub proper? What is this bullshit?
Right?
It's like the 2000s all over again. Dear Lord, dear Lord.
It's an
You
interesting.
ain't got a fleshlight no more.
It's an interesting spectacle watching Reddit shoot themselves in the foot, then watching Twitch shoot themselves in the foot, and then Twitter constantly shoot themselves in the foot, and you're going, huh? Where's all the competition for these companies for places for me to go? And they're not really out there. Like for Twitter, I still play around on Mastodon a lot, but it hasn't quite got the reach. Everyone's talking about Blue Sky, which is made by Jack Dorsey, but you can't get an invite to it, so who cares? There's no replacement.
And Dorsey's the guy that invented Twitter, right?
That's correct.
So Blue Sky's his new one.
And he's whack job too. He's all about RFK Jr.'s anti-vaxxing stuff and says RFK Jr. is going to beat Biden and Trump to be president in 2 years. And I was like, you've got to be shitting me.
Who the fuck is RFK Jr.?
Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr.
Oh.
He's running as an independent third party for president. And if there's anything I know about politics in the United States of America, it's the third party candidate's never going to win.
Not for president. They're never going to make it on the ballot.
They'll make it on the ballot in some places, just not everywhere.
Yeah, if you're not on the ballot everywhere, your chance of winning is very non-existent.
Look, the best we've seen with third-party candidates is Ross Perot arguably lost George H.W. Bush the election, and there are some that would argue that Jill Stein votes and Gary Johnson votes may have caused the rise of number 45.
Yeah. Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yeah.
I miss Dana Carvey.
It's a mess out there in social media land, folks. And then Netflix shot themselves in the foot too, like we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, all the streamers have done it now. There's not a streamer out there that hasn't, one, raised their price, and two, removed content. Hey, we're going to give you less. Would you like to pay us more?
I don't think Prime has removed any of their original content yet. They've removed stuff they lost the license to, I think. But
to be fair, I forget Prime's even a thing.
I forget their thing until the next season of The Boys comes out, I'll be honest.
Yeah, between The Boys and Invincible, I always know Prime's a thing. I actually also was it Shudder? I did a 7-day trial of something on Prime because I watched Terrifier 2 the other night. That
Just don't
was
forget to cut it out.
Yeah,
that's what they're banking on.
After 7 days, I got to cancel it. But yeah, that movie was whoa.
Haru Fonsick says Canada did the Netflix thing a few months ago. Yeah, I think they were just finishing their rollout to come to the United States next. It backfired on them. I unsubscribed.
And it's so weird too. It's like, and with all the back and forth and the contracts and who owns what. And I was weirdly shocked to get 2 different emails this week from 2 different streaming services telling me that Avatar 2, The Way of Water, was coming to their streaming service. The Disney one made sense because they own 20th Century Fox Studios, and Avatar 1 is on Disney+. The one that I found shocking was I got an email 2 days prior to that from Max saying that Avatar 2 was coming to Max. What the fuck is Avatar 2 doing on Max when it's owned by Disney?
They paid Disney.
They just paid them for licenses. I mean, it makes sense because what HBO is, it makes sense.
Oh, what? Wait, HBO? What's that?
Yeah, HBO doesn't exist as an app anymore.
Yeah, that's
Willie.
not a thing
it's
anymore.
Just
I'm
Max.
talking about HBO, what we have known it to be in the past. It still is a channel.
Home
that
box
shows
office.
Movies. You know it still is. I get the joke.
I'm glad you do. I haven't been using my my Max that much because John Oliver's on hiatus with the writer's strike.
I use it to finally work my way through the DC League of Super Pets crappy title movie like 4 nights ago while we had some barbecue.
Why?
I wanted to catch all the Chris Hart joke or Kevin Hart jokes.
Did you? But it sounds like you didn't have fun. So if you didn't have fun, why'd you do it?
It had some funny parts in it. Kate McKinnon as a super villainous Lex Luthor hairless gerbil was pretty fucking funny.
Is that the crazy looking one in Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kate
she's
McKinnon,
my favorite.
She's funny.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, when I realized that was her doing the voice of the evil gerbil that becomes the supervillain in the movie, it was pretty funny. And the ridiculous versions of the Justice League they put in the movie were pretty funny too, because they basically turned Aquaman into someone that controls water, which is not a power he's ever had. So yeah, this is just a weird movie, but it was funny. And didn't pay extra for it. I wasn't paying to see it in the theater, but I wanted to see it eventually.
It's the only way I'm going to end up seeing the Flash movie, because I'm not paying for it in theaters.
Oh yeah, I'm not paying for that shit.
It's getting halfway decent reviews. And I kind of wanted to see Keaton as Batman again.
I do. I want to see Keaton as Batman on the big screen, but not enough to give them money for putting out this movie with Ezra Miller after canning Batwoman. Fuck DC.
Oh, no. Not fuck them for that. Well, kind of, but fuck them. Well, I guess for also canceling everything with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
That's two things.
Which includes
Brendan Fraser
Batgirl.
you fucked off with.
Yeah.
Although now there's the rumors going, you may get to see Batgirl on the streaming service one day. I'm like, yeah, as soon as they can't get caught for not writing off the taxes anymore or whatever it is.
Yeah, as soon as they can
4 or 5
legally
years.
maneuver around it. Well, I thought it was funny was that we know that like Zaslav had canceled basically everything, including Blue Beetle. I love the fact that one of the things that James Gunn and Peter Safran obviously did was go, yeah, no, that movie's awesome. We're putting that shit out. Like, give us a trailer and a poster now. We're putting out the kid that starred in 5 seasons of Cobra Kai that everybody loves as a teenage superhero. Yeah, we're going to make some fucking money on that.
I don't think they'd canceled anything. They just weren't saying anything about it. It was made to be
I think at one
Gunn
point
and
it was
Safran.
yeah, I think at one point they had actually said that they had canceled it, that it wasn't coming out.
I don't recall that, but I guess it's possible. I don't know.
At least that's my recollection.
I don't know.
But we all trust in Gunn.
Live by the gun, trust by the gun.
And he's going to fix all that Snyder shit.
I like the Snyder shit.
Supposedly
so fuck
this
you.
movie did that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you believe some of the post-credits cameos
Wait,
and
The
stuff
Flash?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I always find it funny when I was watching that trailer. It's all Batman. Very little Flash, all Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Which
No,
is
they
interesting
they
because the
talk
movie is all Flash, evidently. But since Ezra Miller's playing 2 versions of himself,
Yeah.
of themselves rather, on
At
there.
least 2.
Nah, because there's 2 of them. Them. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just going for preferred pronouns, but yes,
Listen, when you act like a piece of shit and kidnap people, I don't really give a fuck.
that's fair too.
Like how are you gonna argue against me with that? Like, well, I don't. Well, you still get no. He's an asshole. Or they are an asshole. I don't fucking care. It does. I'll do it, but yeah,
They
are an
assholes.
asshole. Piece of shit person.
Well, did
that
you
just
guys
terrorizes people? Fuck them.
do you hear what the latest supposed post credits thing is that DC was trying to hide with all the other stuff they let out about one of the Batman appearing?
Is it Val Kilmer
No,
or is it George Clooney?
it's George Clooney supposedly. Clooney Batman
Clooney?
or Bruce
Well,
appears in the post.
It couldn't be Val Kilmer because he's got like the thing in his throat. He's
Yeah.
dealing with cancer and shit. Like they barely got him in a Top Gun. I don't think he would show up for a Batman cameo. But yeah,
There-
Clooney, huh? The
Yeah.
Batman nobody wanted to see ever.
I think it's played off as a
Biden.
gag. But side note, there's a really good Val Kilmer documentary, and I can't remember the name of it all of a sudden. It's all about his career and stuff like that. I thought it was fascinating.
The one on
Yeah.
Prime
Blame
that him and his kid
Clooney.
shot.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
How you blaming Clooney for the Batman movie? He didn't fucking write it. He didn't direct it. It's not his fault it was
Hey,
like that.
Clooney's a good sport about the fact that movie's so bad.
Yeah.
It's funny to talk to. It's funny to hear his interviews about it.
And once I heard why there were bat nipples, it made sense. I was like, you know what? That's a good enough reason for me to be okay with it.
Yeah, it's included on Prime, and the documentary is just called Val.
That's it. It's a really good documentary if you guys get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, for people that don't know, Val Kilmer was apparently one of those guys that just always had a camera behind the scenes on every film he worked on.
What do you
So
mean?
whether
he
it was-
had the camera.
Yeah,
like,
he
was
just
like,
walked around
okay.
with a camera, like talked to people and film and shit. Like
Okay.
apparently his entire career.
He did
So
tons of home videos,
a lot
basically.
a lot of this footage that's in this thing is literally just him walking around like the set of Tombstone or Batman Forever with a fucking VHS camcorder talking to other actors. Yeah. There's apparently a guy that just loved having a camera and recording stuff.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy.
Yeah. It's cool that they got him in Maverick, but yeah, it was sad to see the physical condition he's in. Like, the dude is going through some hard shit.
He's had a rough go.
I love that. I can't remember what it was. There was something that they did that was supposed to be Val Kilmer's voice now, and I can't remember what it was, but it was his son doing the voice. And like his son sounds just exactly like Val Kilmer did back in like his, when he was in his late 20s.
Well, the thing that surprises me is there's so much content recorded of him, is how they haven't been able to use that to make one of the artificial voices based off of his own. Maybe he doesn't want that. I don't know.
Yeah, he may not. Yeah, as we know, Darth Vader signed off on it, but not everybody's going to.
That's true. James Earl Jones did sign off on them using that to redo his voice. Which means Chad Vader's out of a job.
Yes, he is.
That's still one of my favorite achievements ever in a video game, is in Force Unleashed, when you play the prequel level as Darth Vader. If you kill 15 of your own stormtroopers, you get the achievement, or in both PlayStation and Xbox, of worst day shift manager ever. Because the voice for Darth Vader in that game was Chad Vader from the YouTube videos.
Chad Vader.
It always made me laugh.
Some silly shit.
I wonder who voiced him in Jedi Fallen Order.
I
don't know. Willie, what are you awing about?
I said spoilers.
That's the first game. That game's been out for years.
Fair enough. You're right. Listen, when they just put weird subtitles, like, what the fuck am I supposed to know which order this is coming in? Which one is the Empire Strikes Back? I don't know.
Episode 5.
Shut the fuck up, Chris. I'm making a point.
It's also known as the best Star Wars movie.
Sure. I don't care.
Scott Lawrence was Darth Vader in Jedi Fallen Order.
No clue.
He's in Avatar. He's the one like getting the Marines off the plane when they land.
I saw.
And he's telling the Marines like, "Welcome to Pandora." Yeah, that's the thing. I think I've seen him in the most recently. Yeah, he's an actor that's been in like Fear the Walking Dead, Star Trek Into Darkness. Like, he's got some solid credits. But yeah, he was the voice of Vader in Fallen Order. All right.
Interesting. I wonder if Vader appears in the new one.
Well, I don't know. I'm not playing it. You are. You tell us.
I'll tell you when I find out. We'll get to that at the end of the show, though. I just realized we've been going for almost 40 minutes right now and haven't gotten to our news because we used other news.
We did a lot of news. In fact, that was my news there. Let's continue on.
That was Willie's news.
There we go.
Willie's news is the stuff I explained in depth.
Good job.
I helped. I was there. He was there too. I
think that's perfect for our news of the week.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
Hey, welcome to the news of the week. It's that part of the show where I do a second news of the week story because Willie says that mine is his. In all seriousness, though, it's where we run down.
Hey, we heard you like news of the week, so we put some news of the week on your news of the week.
Right?
Would you rather it run smoothly, or do you want it just to be a glaring hole?
Band name.
Subreddit?
Glaring hole?
Glaring hole.
No. I mean, I already kind of made one. It's called Winking Butthole, similar, but
My buddy, when we were in 8th grade, made his band name, and I always thought it was funny when he drew the logo. It was Butter Mailbox, and it was a mailbox with a pat of butter melting over the top of it, and it always just made me laugh. Butter Mailbox.
I thought you were going to say the pat of melting butter was the mailbox.
No.
And there was like some letters shoved
It's like the mailbox was a stack of pancakes, basically, is what you could equate it to, and the butter was melting over top of it.
Just a little pad. I'm picturing it. I can see it in my head. Was the arm up, or was the arm down?
The arm was up.
Oh, you had mail ready to go.
Yeah, you had mail.
To be picked up. Got it. Mailman hadn't come yet today, baby.
So we're in the news of the week, where we run down what we think is some of the most interesting stuff out there. I'm going to take my second news story first, for lack of a better term.
I'll allow it.
Thanks,
But
Willie.
what about second breakfast?
So let's talk about video games here. Do you guys remember back in the day, or almost a decade ago since the last version of this game came out, the NCAA college football games?
Oh, those games.
You guys remember those ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the college Madden, right?
Yeah, effectively college Madden.
Yeah,
So-
we played the hell out of those on my ship because that was one you could make your own team, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I did
make
a
a lot
Marvel
of own
Universe
shit.
team, and one of my coworkers made an entire team out of DC superheroes.
So, for those that aren't aware, with the advent of the name, image, and likeness stuff in college sports here in the United States, college athletes can now get paid. Part of what was going on with the
As
college
they fucking
football
should.
games in the past is they weren't paying the student athletes, because what they would do is, instead of, giving them the student athlete's name, your center's name would be C, and then have the same number as the center in real life. And then you could go to EA Rosters.com, I think was the username that was on there for all of them. And then you could download the roster of all of the players where someone had gone in and renamed them correctly. But since it wasn't offered directly from EA by EA Sports, it was...
kind of couldn't.
Exactly. It was not something they would have to pay for. Well, part of what happened is those games went away. In part because of these payment concerns and things like that. There was a lawsuit from a number of student athletes towards EA and their NCAA football games. They basically canned it. We haven't had one in 10 years. So side note, if you're a video game hunter and you like to go to flea markets and stuff like that, if you find a copy of NCAA 2013 on any platform, they go for pretty good money. Like 80
That's the
plus
last
bucks.
one?
That's the last one, if I recall correctly.
I mean, it's no Dokapon Kingdom, but yeah.
For a sports game, though, that price is insane.
Oh, that is
Exactly.
tremendously insane over
Yeah.
the 3 cents GameStop will give you.
Exactly. So,
And that's for current Madden.
yeah, so for those that were not aware, with name, image, likeness becoming a thing, EA Sports just said, hey, we're going to now make a college football game again. It got delayed, but it is now supposed to drop in 2024. However, the players might be getting paid, but there's a story on Polygon.com I want to reference where they're saying the money is so low that the College Football Players Association is urging a boycott of participation. There's two reports out there stating that the cash pool for all college players sits at $5 million, which sounds like a big number on paper.
Not
you
if you know how
break-
many colleges there are.
You break that down into how many players there are in college football. There's like 60 or 70 people per roster, I think it is.
I was going to say,
per
yeah.
school.
Well, active college, don't they have more than the pros? And the pros whittle it down to like 56
52.
or 52 now with the active
Something
season.
like that. So
Yeah, I think college has got to have like 70 to 80.
effectively what it breaks down to is $500 per player, and the players get no royalties on game sales.
Good job, EA. Fucking douchebag.
So the college sports website ON3 spoke to Justin Falconelli, who is the College Football Players Alliance vice president, who called it, quote, just a ridiculously low amount of money. Likewise, the group's executive director published a newsletter on Wednesday advising players not to take the deal. In the interview with ON3, Falconelli elaborated that his organization has contacted current NFL players, and we're told that royalty checks ranged from $17,000 to $28,000 for players appearing in the Madden NFL series under the group license with the NFL Players Association.
Yeah, that's the type of numbers it should be. You're using the likeness of college players that can't get paid to do anything else, or they get kicked out by the NCAA. Yeah, they should be getting fucking paid for the schools to sell their likeness.
I guess I had missed this, but there was a site called Sportico in May that reported EA had linked up with One Team Partners to put together a group licensing deal, also setting a pool at $5 million for the 10,000 eligible Football Bowl subdivision players. That's Division 1A, as we call it. Back in the day, they renamed it to Football Bowl Subdivision for some what the fuck ever reason. I don't know why.
Probably to not pay somebody something.
Probably. So yeah, they're trying to lowball them, and the Players Association's like, nah, dog, we ain't playing that. I'm thinking of that exhibit meme right now. Sorry, that's what popped in my head.
I just wish there was some point, like, it's impossible because all these kids, like, all they've ever wanted, like, most of them is to play in the NFL. But, like, if the College Players Association could just freaking strike for a year and all those colleges lost all the TV money that they would make to pay their ridiculous coaches millions of dollars for coaching college football.
So, okay, here's a point to consider here is, and this is something we hear a lot. I live in Morgantown, West Virginia. It's where WVU is, West Virginia University, and we have a highly paid head coach who's not very effective. And people make those arguments. Bear in mind, the state salary he gets is small. The money that he makes is not the university paying him. It's basically the boosters donating to pay the salary. So it's a different pot of money than saying the university's paying the coach that many millions of dollars. No, it's the boosters basically dump money into a fund for salary.
Oh yeah, no, but yeah, we had the same thing here with BSU. Every year I went to Boise State, they were supposedly the winningest team in football, or for our crappy little Mountain West whatever division. And yet, for some odd reason, every year that coach made like $13 million, and the students made zero, and then our tuition got raised every year to pay for football. It's like, yeah, that fucking coach he ain't working worth $13 million if you got a contract with like ESPN to get money for the school.
How much money did the football team bring in for the university through?
Apparently not enough to pay for their own fucking scholarships because they kept raising our tuition.
I mean, I guess it depends on where you are, but football is generally the big money-making sport for most colleges.
Yeah. And yet, I'm pretty sure
football,
they don't have to raise the tuition on normal students for Florida State because the Seminoles are actually fucking making money.
Well, they're raising the tuition everywhere because they're greedy and there's an education crisis because we're about to hit that point where there's a bunch of people who went, fuck no, I'm not having kids. That's expensive. So there's a lot less kids going to school right now.
Oh, fuck yeah. Plus, I mean, a college degree don't do shit for you anyways.
That's what also a lot of people are starting to realize is that a trade, you're better off with a trade than you are with a college degree in some cases. But neither here nor there. I should
have gone to welding school.
Yeah, stepping back a sec to the college football game. So I'd mentioned in 2013 there was the case about player likeness. I apologize, I didn't have the numbers. Here it is here. The NCAA and EA settled for $40 million to cover multiple years where players appeared in the game and were not compensated. That's 3 times per player what EA is offering players in 2024's EA college football game.
Nice.
3 times.
That sounds about right for EA.
Give them what they're due. This game is going to sell because people have wanted another one for a decade plus at this point in time.
How many times has EA won the worst business of all time?
Between them and Comcast, I think it goes back and forth a lot.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that's my news, is that the EA college football game, it may come out, but it may revert back to the old way of doing things, despite name, image, likeness payments and things like that, of having, instead of your quarterback's name on a jersey, it's going to be QB7 is all they're going to be listed as, or something like that.
All right. Before we get into the next thing, hopefully yours is something fucking raises spirits, because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been pretty depressing, hasn't it?
I'm done. All these companies all they do is like, nah, fuck everyone. We're getting rich and that's it. Like, fuck everyone. Everyone just doesn't care about anyone. Let's just fuck off. I'm done. So many stories about it. I can't. Just can't.
So Haru's in the chat room saying that hockey's the draw in Canada. Makes sense. Here in the United States, it's basketball and football. Those are the big money-making sports. And others are generally, men's basketball and football. And others are considered money losers, basically, that is offset by money coming into the athletic department from the other sports. Is what it is. Just some background for comparison here.
And there's not that many money-making sports at the college level.
No. Well, I mean, the esports programs are starting to make some money. We got an esports program here at WVU. We won the national championship in Rocket League, I think. I can't remember.
Wow. Do they get to put their banner up in the gym?
I don't know.
Next to the football team?
Why would it be in the gym? Why wouldn't it be in the computer lab?
I think we have an esports...
Because there's no room in the computer lab to hang banners.
And there's an esports degree here, which is about business management of esports and stuff like that they just started like in the past couple years.
I'm sorry, that sounds just useless.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm not offended.
Oh, well.
Well, not to you. You don't do anything with that school, do you?
I have an art degree, just as useless.
Yeah. There is an esports business and entertainment BA that you can get. Bachelor of the Arts in esports business and entertainment.
All right.
I mean, because also fuck esports.
Hey, man, if you can get your money by playing games, good on you, man.
Yeah, if you can
that's
pay your
fair.
mortgage when you're 18 by playing freaking Overwatch, fucking go for it, man. That's
I mean,
awesome.
let me look at all these videos of cheaters during those things, though. Like, you remember that one dude who, like, they were like, let's check your computer. He kept knocking their hands away. Like, no, you're not checking this. No, I'm going to try and delete something first. Like, why? How did he not get banned instantly for life? I hope he did. I can't remember. I can't remember who that dude was. I just remember him just knocking the hands away. Like, no, I'm doing this.
Oh, I misspoke. The WVU is just competing in the Rocket League World Championship. I don't know that it's been completed yet.
I mean, that's not easy to do. Rocket League. I don't get how some people make their vehicles move in the air as effortlessly as they do.
It was June 2nd through 4th is when that was. I don't know. According to this, the WVU esports program started in October 2021 with just one Madden player. The Rocket League team first started to take shape last spring, and the 2022-2023 academic year marked the first year of competitive collegiate Rocket League play at WVU.
Now, I get starting small, but you started with one Madden player?
I guess he was like the number 2 or 3 ranked Madden player in the United States or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, I get that, but you start a whole program with one guy. I mean, come on. I mean,
Got to start somewhere.
have some diversion in there.
Here we go. Having finished 4th in collegiate Rocket League play and 2nd in the Collegiate Esports Commissioners Cup, the team looks to be adding to their impressive resume this year. So we have a very decorated Rocket League team here at WVU. Hey, man.
Now I feel like my parents' generation because that's just funny.
Make your bag. Make your money. I'm all for it.
Yeah, if you can, go for it. Ain't
All
no
right,
one
but
getting
this,
hurt.
Bachman, you go make those cars fly in that game and get
It's
goals.
fucking hard, man.
Go ahead.
Still haven't played it.
Rocket
That's on
League's
you.
fun. It's just I'm not good at it.
It's free to play, Bachman. Go for it.
It is free to play on all the platforms too.
Mm-hmm.
I've been busy. I was replaying Miles on PS5.
That's on you.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
Yeah, but the takeaway from all this is fuck EA.
Yeah, that
No, of
means
course.
seriously. I was
Fuck
trying to
Netflix.
That's
fuck
always
Reddit,
our news of the
fuck
week.
all of them.
Fuck EA.
Fuck everybody.
which ironically the game I'm playing is made by Electronic Arts right now.
Yeah.
I'm part of the
not.
problem, but I love games by
You are.
Respawn.
I mean, you could just not.
Yeah. Well,
I
they just
could.
take the EA money and then go make a good game. That's what Respawn does.
Look, I've taken my stand on some things. I still have not played the Harry Potter game because of various reasons. But I'm playing the show, some Jedi Survivor.
That's
Nice.
on you. You're the one who has to be all right with yourself.
I'm all right with me. Were you all right with you when you played Fallen Order?
I mean, I've got it on sale, so yeah.
Mine was on Game Pass, so
If it's anything like that director of Days Gone who kept bitching, like, if people just bought our game full price, blah, blah, blah. I waited till it was free on PS Plus, and I hated that game. I wanted to like it. And I was like, I mean, I get how people can like it, but I personally didn't like it. And it just was not fun for me, so I didn't want to play it. So I'm glad I didn't pay full price. Fuck you.
yeah, shove that up your nose hole. I don't know.
Whoever the fuck that guy was.
Some asshole.
It wasn't a good game, and that's more what entertained me was the guy like, well, people bought it for full price. I'm like, that wouldn't have made it a good game. People played it and didn't like it.
Well, I mean,
That's what
it
happened.
is a good game. It's just too much. The survivalness in it is tweaked up a little too much for my taste. That's all.
Nothing's as bad as the remake of Saints Row that just came out this last year. That's just
Was that a
terrible.
remake?
Well, it
technically?
was the spin-off, I guess, / new Saints Row that had nothing to do with the old ones. It's bad. Had I not
Yeah,
picked
I
it
heard
up
about
on
it.
sale and used an expiring gift card from Best Buy, I'd have been mad about it. Like, I saw Wario 64 showing that it was on sale for $15. And I was like, that's $10 more than I'd pay for it. I'd buy it for $5. I'd get $5 of fun out of it. It's bad. It's
I mean, it
real
had an
bad.
awesome creator person for it.
Yeah,
I
that was
heard.
really cool. I had fun creating my boss beforehand, and then I played the game,
That
and
was
I'm
the
like,
boss creator.
I was like, everything
That's
that
right.
was fun about the old Saints Row game, that it isn't here. I don't know what's going
Oh,
on.
you like fun?
That's
You
shitty.
like fun?
I like
Fuck
fun.
off.
Yeah.
We got rid of it.
God, it's so
I'm
bad.
sorry, fun doesn't sell. What?
Why would you change the formula of it? Why it worked is not because it was a GTA clone. Why it worked is because it was an irreverent GTA clone.
Because I got a giant fucking Sephiroth purple dildo sword.
That was
and I was just
amazing.
going whacking random people with it.
And
that was what was fun.
And you got an alien probe gun too.
Mm-hmm.
Where you could anal probe people. It was hilarious.
Yeah, the person I feel the worst for Saints Row 4 is the person who put in the car driving programming. Because who the fuck's gonna be driving a car where you can just like glide around the whole city?
To be honest,
just
I think
jump a mile in the air.
I think they just reused what they had in Saints Row 3 for that. Because the map is literally the exact same. They just changed colors and added new bad guys to it.
So I save money, right?
Saints Row 4 is great. Saints Row 3 is great. Gat Out of Hell is pretty good too.
But Saints Row 4, you also have David Keith as vice president.
It's true. Keith David, you mean?
He's not just kicking people in the balls.
Oh, happy birthday, Keith David. It was his birthday either yesterday or the day before. 67, I believe.
How the fuck do you know that?
It was all over Twitter.
Because it was all over the community subreddit because he was on community.
Whole lot of videos of him fighting Rowdy and asking, how the hell did you get the beans about the Frank?
Why are you on the community subreddit?
Because I like talking about community.
Whatever.
There's a movie coming out.
Sure.
The writer's
Donald
strike
Glover
delayed
in it?
Supposedly.
With Chevy Chase in it?
Probably not.
Nope.
Chevy Chase is a bit problematic because he's a giant douche canoe.
I mean, be a shithead. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
No. It's problematic.
Well, that's my news story that was sad, and we devolved into various different tangents. Bachman, you got happier news for us by chance?
I do indeed. And I was looking at one of the subreddits for which one is it? This one is actually r/box office.
Ooh.
And one of the posts underneath the actual article is awesome. Two of the highest opening films so far this year are both animated movies in which a character from Brooklyn is transported to a different dimension after attempting to fix a problem that threatens the entire city, and both movies have No Sleep Till Brooklyn in the movie soundtrack. So far this year, two of our biggest openings are the one that just came out, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and the big news is Super Mario Brothers. There's an article here from, let's see, where did I pull this from? Here it is, from Variety. Super Mario Brothers movie hits 1.3 billion globally with a B and surpasses Frozen. It is now the second biggest animated film of all time. Super Mario Brothers is now only behind Frozen 2 for animated films in global box office.
I should probably watch that at some point is what you're saying.
Yeah. That little Italian plumber's out there kicking ass across the world and still earning more dollars. So I'm trying to remember, where was the Frozen 2? Still sitting at 1.45 billion. And so it's, another $100 million in change behind. So it's probably unlikely at this point that Super Mario Brothers has been out this long and it will surpass it. But yeah, it is like solidly in the second place for global box office. And then while I was checking the numbers, it was funny to look for box office for June of 2023 now. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has jumped up to $148 million. Little Mermaid for June is sitting at 59. Stephen King's The Boogeyman is at 15 million. Guardians is also at 15 million, just a few thousand less. And Fast X has dropped to 13 million for June. Super Mario Brothers pulled in another 4 million for June. So like total gross... domestic total gross box office for Mario Brothers made over $567 million. So $500 million just in the U.S. Like Super Mario Brothers did way better than anybody thought. And from everything I'm seeing, it has mainly to do with Jack Black and his musical talent because that damn Peaches song is everywhere.
I mean, or like, the fact that kids
everywhere.
love Mario.
Yeah. But yeah, the box office stuff is just crazy because, the fact that it passed Frozen, probably won't pass Frozen 2, but is like firmly in place for the second highest grossing of all time. We know we're getting more Mario. We're probably going to get 4 or 5 spin-off movies. We're going to get a whole Nintendo universe as quickly as they can make it. Yeah, Mario has taken over the number 2 spot, animated of all time. They said the one that was, what was the one they compared it to? The Disney's 2019 remake of The Lion King earned a staggering 1.65 billion, but is technically computer generated, but the studio has categorized the movie as live action. So the fake lion movie doesn't count as an animated film, which is just weird.
I don't understand the rules for some of these things.
Yeah, I also don't understand why we needed a CGI animated Lion King. We already had an animated Lion King. So how are you going to call it a live action remake if it's not actually live action?
Yeah, John Favreau, fuck off.
Like, that one just made no damn sense.
Let's make the animals less emotive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, a
all
lot
these
of,
remakes
a
are
lot
just
of that
strange.
tech went into stuff they did for Mandalorian.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Hey, side note, right as
What
we're
was the
doing
other
the
one?
show right now, the Summer Game Fest is
There.
going on.
Just started.
About it started at 12 p.m. Pacific, so
Yay.
And I was looking at the by the numbers. So yeah, so Frozen 2 worldwide box office $1.453 billion. Mario's sitting at 1.313. So it would need to earn another 140 million, which, you know, this, after being in the theaters this long, unlikely, but you never know. Like, we're heading into the summer. Like, if it stays in certain theaters long enough, there's a chance. Like, it might take the number 1 spot. But it was cool to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse when it came out. You know, did well globally, but did not like have kind of the acclaim that the new one did. But, you know, still made a fair amount of money. Theatrical performance on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in 2018 was $375 million worldwide, 190 domestic and 185 international.
Oh.
At this point, Across the Spider-Verse has already made 247 million worldwide, 159 domestic and 88 international. So Into the Spider-Verse is only 100 million behind, or Across the Spider-Verse is only 100 million behind Into the Spider-Verse, basically on its opening weekend.
And
So,
I still
like,
need to watch it.
They're going to make some serious fucking money with this one. And yeah, I mean, not a huge spoiler. For those that don't know, this is basically part 1 of a 2-parter because we're going to end up with a trilogy with Beyond the Spider-Verse.
but that shouldn't be a surprise. Like, I didn't get why people were surprised by it because the original advertising of it was Into the Spider-Verse Part 1 until they decided to rename it.
I forgot that they even said that. I
lot
forgot
of-
about it until
apparently,
someone
yeah.
mentioned it yesterday, and I was
Yeah,
like, that's a part. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't,
apparently
I
a
didn't
lot of
think
people were
about that.
shocked by it, and it's weird too. When you're watching it, it feels like there's a whole lot of setup going on, and then you're realizing, oh, hey, we're about 2 hours into this. This is about to stop, and so it is a little jarring when it like there's a when the story on this one ends. But it's like, okay, it's set up for the trilogy, and I'll tell you,
No
it's
trilogy.
fucking great.
It's
It's
not a
fucking
trilogy.
it's gonna be a trilogy.
You don't know one complete contained movie, and then a 2-part thing does not mean a trilogy. That means a 1-part thing and then a 2-part
I mean,
thing.
technically it's
separated.
3 movies, though.
It's 3
Go
movies that
fuck
they can
yourself,
sell in
you
a
know
box
what I'm
set.
saying.
3 movies they can put in a box set and call it the Spider-Verse trilogy. It's going to be a trilogy. Unless they
But
make enough
if
money to
the
do 4,
second
5,
and the third,
and
they
6.
go directly into each other, but the first one just said, possibly.
Literally
That's
the
not
end
saying.
of
It's
the
not, they
end of
don't
the-
lead one
the
another.
end of the
It's
first
not a
one is
Back to the
literally-
Future. Marty, we gotta go to the future. Your kids are in trouble. It's
The
not
end
like
of the
that.
first movie is Gwen opening up a portal above Miles' bed. You tell
They
me
just
that
say,
wasn't
"Hey,"
the link to the
or
second
something.
film?
It's not like the original Mario Brothers movie where Princess Daisy comes back and say, "We gotta stop Koopa. He's back." It's not that.
You can argue original Super
off.
Mario Brothers movie.
Fuck all the
he's
way
so
off.
mad, and I love it.
The Spider-Verse
Because I'm
trilogy.
right.
The Spider-Verse trilogy is going to make a lot of money. That's all I'm saying.
Willie's right.
Willie's
said it.
left
You
and
said
usually
it before.
wrong.
Everyone said
There's
it.
no proof.
Willie's been right. I'm right again, and you
Uh-huh.
know it.
There's no proof I ever said that.
No proof
I
at
don't
all.
care. I know you didn't. You know you.
Do you? Your memory's terrible. Are you sure you're remembering that
It is
right?
fucking terrible. But I remember
It is
some
terrible.
I don't
Shit.
know,
I remember
man.
every time someone said I'm right.
I think. Well, I mean, if it's only been said like 3 times in your life, you probably would remember.
Mm-hmm. One's by you. One's by you.
And one of them wasn't by me. I said you might be right
By
one
you.
time, But I never definitively said you were.
Oh, no. Both of you said it. I don't want to hear it.
No, I put the
Unless
ball.
you want to settle this in the ring, I don't want to hear nothing.
Well, when AEW Fight Forever comes out, I'll settle it in the ring for it with you.
There you go.
You know what? I'll settle it. I'll give you a good old, what my finish is going to be called. I hope I'm not stealing this from me because I don't know if the wrestler uses this name. I'll give you the old Rebel Rouser.
I don't know of anyone using that right now. I guess you can make your own custom character on AEW Fight Forever and call your finisher that. I'm gonna play as MJF though.
I don't know who the fuck that Michael J. Fox.
He's better than you, and you know it.
Michael J. Fox?
No, Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
That's
God,
Michael
it
J.
is
Fox.
MJF. Michael. I've never noticed that before.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
that's
welcome.
Awesome.
I'll fight his Parkinson ass. I don't care.
Whoa!
We're in a
Haru
wrestling
asked,
ring. What do you expect?
Cross Spider-Verse has opened in China. It actually didn't do well there. Only 17 million. So maybe not all theaters in China, but it did open in China.
It's China.
No,
China's going to be China.
Yep.
It's just a thing. Who cares?
Some movies
It's
open
gonna
in China and
do
do
what it
exceedingly
does.
well. Some do not. Yeah, this one doesn't seem to be doing exceedingly well in China. But yeah, it's kicking ass everywhere else.
I can't wait to see it this weekend.
Yeah, it's like I said, I will go, like, there's people out there saying it's the greatest Spider-Man movie ever made. Like, if you go in with that expectation, it's a little hard for anything to hit that bar. It's a really fun, solid film, and the advances they've made in the animation are really cool. You get new effects and stuff in this one that they didn't have in the first one, and it still very much looks like Spider-Verse. It has its own animation style and another badass soundtrack. The soundtrack is great.
I heard Spectacular Spider-Man shows up in it, so I'm looking forward to it.
Basically, every Spider-Man shows up
From
in
the
this. Like,
cartoon.
yeah, I don't know if
Oh.
there's a Spider-Man that I'm aware of, having
that?
read all the Into the Spider-Verse comics. I don't know if there's a Spider-Man that I know of that doesn't show up at least some point in this film. There's a chase sequence that they said took them 4 years to animate because that's how many spider people are running around in the background.
Oh, and by
Like,
the way,
it's
this is
insane.
the sequel is totally getting delayed because they did an interview with Haley Steinfeld. It's like I haven't even recorded any voiceover work for the latest one yet.
She Gwen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Spider
she's
Gwen.
Gwen Stacy.
I couldn't remember who the actress was.
She's also
Sounded
in
like
Hawkeye as Hawkeye.
Yeah. Well,
As Hawkeye Jr.
She's Hawkeye
Hawk in
when it's all
training.
said and done.
you know,
She's Hawkeye.
HIT, Hawk in training.
Well, that's interesting. I am looking forward
Hit
to
girl.
seeing.
She's hit girl.
There you go.
No.
I'm looking forward to seeing
She's Hawk in training
Spider-Verse
girl.
this weekend,
Hit
though.
girl.
Should be good times.
And it's worth seeing on the big screen. I will say that. Everybody, if you like the first one at all, this is worth putting your money down and seeing it on the big screen in a theater with an audience.
With the
It
recliner
is-
chairs.
Yeah, it is a go get your popcorn bucket, go get your soda guy, and go see the Spider-Verse.
Say soda guy.
Yeah, this is actually a cup.
Oh, fuck off. I don't care. Okay, if you actually want good tips, you want to get those, like, usually seats or rows are like A, B, C, D for me. I'm assuming they're like, yeah, for you when you pick your seat for the theater, which I'm assuming all theaters just started doing because all of them near me started doing them. So
That's
Yeah.
something
Yep.
that changed post-COVID is all the theaters
Yeah.
around me have
where
done
you
that.
Yeah, I
pick
think-
your seat.
Yeah,
But-
I think all
but
of
here's
our
what you
theaters
do.
are assigned seating now.
Row C or D. You're already reclining back. You're already facing that way. You don't need to be up higher so your neck's like this, looking down like this at the screen. No, your head's already looking like this. You're already relaxed. Head back. Perfect. Row C or D. You're welcome.
That's a legit pro tip from Willie.
Pro movie goer, baby. And shut that fucking cell phone off. Not
Oh, that-
muted.
yeah.
Not silence. I want that shit
Oh.
off. Because I see you, Steve. Fucking checking your goddamn phone in the middle. I don't want to see the goddamn light. You don't even dim that shit, Steve. You're a piece of shit. You hear me?
Willie, as a professional moviegoer, do you use the AMC Stubs thing now or the Regal Movie Pass or anything like that?
I still have the Regal Movie Pass. I probably need to get rid of it. I'm not going to lie. I keep forgetting it's a thing. And I need to go to Spider-Verse to use it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can just use it for that movie next week. Oh, and I keep forgetting about the movie next week.
And Movie Pass is back, by the way. They sent me
Oh, so
something
yeah,
to try
I
and
think I
get
was
3
gonna say,
movies.
I think I just got an email again from them offering me a free month of Movie Pass because I refused to sign back up for their shitty program.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
no strings attached free pass or free month?
Oh,
You had to
always
resubscribe
free.
to do it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
Now, when Regal did it, you had to subscribe for a whole year, which, of course, COVID happened in the middle of that first year of them actually
Which
having
really screwed me.
So, I mean, they did pause it.
Yeah.
They said, no, okay, we're not. It's not even. You're not even charging you or anything because we can't do it. It makes sense. They at least did that, right?
Sure.
I mean, how'd you get screwed then?
Because I still wasn't going back to the movie theater, even though it was deemed safe to go back to the movies.
Okay,
Yeah, because it depended where you were. Yeah. Because
fair enough. I'll give you that.
They launched it nationally, and it didn't depend on nationally. Some theaters you could go back to, other ones not so much.
If I do it again, I'll get the AMC one because the AMC theater has the reclining seats. The Regal does not here.
Oh, my Regal does.
Ooh.
Palladium. Palladium's nice.
Yeah.
I wish I could go to the one at the Four Seasons Mall because that theater's
That just sounds fancy.
fucking nice. Well, the Four Seasons is the mall that's in Greensboro, so it's just what it's called. I can't remember the last time I even stepped foot in that mall. But the theater that's separated from it is even separated by a street and everything.
Oh my!
It's it also has like a one of those bar theaters like right next to it too. I think it's like I forget what it's called. It's like a separate name, but it's like the same-ish. So it's stale apart. I've only been there once because it's overpriced.
Yeah, I get that.
The food, I think it's the movie tickets are still the same. I'm assuming.
Our AMC is now doing like food delivery to your seat too. Like you can use the app, and as you get your ticket and order your food, and then they'll bring it into you during the previews. It's very interesting. I haven't done it, but
just get the fucking food before the previews. You got 30 minutes after the
Willie,
fucking movie supposedly
Willie, my
starts.
pepperoni pizza ain't ready when I get there, so they bring it to me fresh and hot. I assume I've not bought food there. Buying food at the movie theater is insanely
they do things
costly.
fresh and hot for you. You're fucking stupid.
They take a frozen pizza and toss it in the microwave, but that's neither here nor there.
Microwave
Or the pizza cooker that they have that's basically
Fresh and hot, yeah.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't buy food at movie theaters. It costs too damn much.
Yeah, I just get drinks because I like a good, nice, big drink.
I
And,
go to the Dollar Tree beforehand and buy a thing of movie theater candy and then toss it in my pockets.
I don't get candy. I just get a drink and I'm happy.
And I don't do that all the time either. I do that like one every 3 movies. I'm like, I want some Reese's Pieces.
And pro movie going tip:
Number 2.
don't get popcorn. Fuck popcorn. Kernels get stuck in your teeth, the little shells. Like, fuck that. That's annoying as hell. You can't even get it out with a fucking toothpick. You just gotta wait for that shit to get worked out.
You just get
I
that.
will never eat popcorn
No.
again in my life.
Just get some soda and swish it around. It'll come out.
No, it won't. It
Yeah,
gets
it will.
stuck in the gums.
Yeah, well, maybe you got gingivitis there, Willie.
Probably.
Yeah, I get popcorn at basically every movie I go to. If I'm spending the time to go to the theater, I'm getting a drink and popcorn. Your pro tip sucks. I'm going to drink the popcorn. That's how much butter I put on it. I can drink my popcorn.
If you get the popcorn there, drown it. Hopefully they got the butter button for you
Yes.
so you can just do your own butter. And and you get that bottom of that bag soaking.
Well,
soaking like your last
nothing but
date,
calories.
baby.
Nothing but calories and preservatives.
Our AMC used to do a yearly bucket you could buy for like $25, but then refills of the buckets were like $4.
The communal bucket.
Willie loved those buckets. When in his younger days, he cut a hole in the bottom of one of them and would share his popcorn then.
I thought that was Willie's high school nickname. It's communal bucket.
You're making me sound like a rapist, and I'm not too sure I'm appreciative of that.
I just meant so you could lose popcorn quicker.
You're making it seem like I'm a rapist. That does not change the fact that you did make it seem like I am.
I thought you just used it to butter his nuts.
Why would I need a hole in the bucket when I could just put my balls in the fucking and hit the button on the balls? Why would I need a middleman for this?
So not pull your balls out and put them on the butter machine, weirdo.
Well, what's the fucking point of it then? Assert dominance.
I am so glad I've never gone to a movie theater you've been to.
Willie also likes the hot dog machine too. That keeps those hot dogs well cooked.
Well,
he likes the rollers.
I do like those just because they're mesmerizing.
They are mesmerizing, actually.
Oddly satisfying.
All right. We've rambled enough about random news and stuff like that. It's time for us to start shutting things down. But before we do that, we have one final segment. It's a segment called What I'm Into. It's when we share with you guys who are watching live or listening later the geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into. Because, hey, you may want to go check it out yourselves. I will kick things off. I am still watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's my first time through the show. I greatly enjoy it. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I am rewatching Star Trek Strange New Worlds with my wife because she was interested in it. And the new season of Strange New Worlds starts in like a week. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I saw Anson Mount tweeted about that today.
Strange New Worlds. It's the prequel to the original series, basically.
Peculiar.
Indeed. Most
I concur.
I also played and beat Star Trek Resurgence on Xbox. It's, for those that aren't aware, it's basically all the folks that worked at Telltale went and made their own studio and then made a Telltale game set in the Star Trek universe that takes place after the Nemesis movie, like a couple years after that. But it's really fun. It tells a good Star Trek story. It's some of the most Star Trek content I've gotten in a while in comparison to some of the JJ verse kind of movies and things like that. It felt like an old school episode of TNG or Deep Space Nine where there's science problems, there's sometimes fighting, there's cool moral dilemmas, and much like other Telltale games, decisions you make change the outcome of the game. And I had a lot of fun with it. I want to go back and replay it. And much like the Telltale games, they do have an ability to link it to their website so you can see everyone else's choices they made with certain characters. And I've had a lot of fun with it.
Do they also keep their shitty frame rate?
Yeah, it's not great. It uses the Unreal 5 engine, but it's not great. It's fun though.
How do they mess that up? You're just a cinematic viewer with choices about which slide to go to.
Well, now I get to shoot things with phasers and stuff too.
I know, but you get what I mean. How
I do.
It's like the frame rate during the cinematic should not cut out that bad. Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous that it does. It makes zero sense.
Well, I guess the PC version, there was some weird stuff too. Like, normally if you play on a PC, you hit the escape button to bring up a menu. No, I think they patched it out, but if you hit the escape button, that basically quit back to the main menu without saving. And it just took you to your last save when you relaunched. No pop-up or anything like that.
Sure or anything?
Yeah, no, are you sure? It just took you back to the main
menu. Is this game made by EA? What the fuck?
I mean, it is a new studio. This is their first game under this new studio banner, so who knows? I'm curious.
New studio doesn't get you around the word playtest.
I think they patched it out.
How many games have I made? None. Do I know not to fucking do that?
Look,
yes.
Look, I think it got patched out. I didn't experience it myself. I saw someone bitching about it on Reddit, so I can't confirm or deny the fact that it works that way. It's a fun game, though. The voice acting is really good. The story is interesting, and I think it probably took me about 10 or 12 hours when it was all said and done to do my playthrough. And I had fun. If you like Star Trek and you like Telltale-style games, it's fun. And it's also interesting in the regard of you're not playing as the same character the whole time. You bounce back and forth between two different characters in the game.
Oh, hold on. What? Steve! Put your fucking phone off! Turn it off, Steve! Fucking assholes.
He's a douche canoe.
Mm-hmm. And remember, if you use your phone in a theater, you can go fuck yourself.
That's fair. Other stuff
with that dildo from Saints Row.
Other stuff I've been getting into is I started playing this weekend Jedi Survivor. I think that's the sequel, whatever it is. It's really good. I've had a lot of fun with it. The nice thing with this game is when you start the game, you don't start over with no powers. You already have powers, and you're just making those powers better. So you can grab things, you can throw things with the Force, you can double jump to start in the game.
So no Metroid starting out with all the things and you lose all the things and you have to get the things again.
Now you get more enhanced powers as you go through and you get more lightsaber forms. And I think there's 5 different forms of lightsaber combat you can get, and you can only have 2 equipped at a time. So for instance, you can have your single blade, your double blade, and the only other one I've unlocked is 1 blade in each hand. And there's a couple other ones that I will get to at some point in time.
What do you want? Another one sticking out your ass? What the fuck you want?
So I think one is blaster.
Holding his teeth.
No, one is blaster where you have a lightsaber and a blaster and you can shoot people. For instance.
Okay.
And I can't remember what the 5th one is.
I want to shoot out lightsabers at people. Boom, boom.
Sadly, it's not a lightsaber shooter, but
that'd be great. It'd go right through them. Boom.
Right? So it's actually really fun. If you like the first game, this takes that formula. It's the exact same formula, just better executed. For instance, I think we were talking in pre-show, I don't think I said it on the show, one of the pain points of the first game was you backtrack to some world you'd already visited before, and you would then have to land on the world and traverse the environment to find the next thing where you left off. So sometimes you'd get lost easily, or you'd spend a bunch of time going, oh crap, I went down the wrong corridor or something like that. They have now set it up so that all the little save points that you get to, the meditation points, those are all quick travel locations. So when you're on a planet, once you've unlocked a meditation point, you can quick travel between them.
Thank God, because that was the biggest that was the worst part of the first game. Was just like in all the maps were like they just went kind of straight out, and if you wanted to go to the end again, you have to land at the beginning and make your way all the way over there. And like, shit, I'm on the wrong fucking planet.
Yep. This helps with that.
And then you got to work your way back to your ship. You can't just go back. No, you got to work it back.
So I'm still on the first planet right now, but it's massive in comparison to the planets that we had in the first game. The first mission does not take place on a standalone planet you can go back to, as far as I know. Minor spoiler. The first mission takes place on Coruscant. So you're deep in the middle of the Imperial homeworld as a Jedi. It's interesting.
That's not good.
And problematic.
Secret Jedi man.
Mm-hmm. I like that song. Well done.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I think Respawn took everything that worked with the last one and then refined it and made it better. I have no problems with it. I have not run into any performance issues. Now, let me caveat that. I've also got like the first 2 patches already downloaded. I guess when the game launched, there were some pretty severe performance issues, especially on PC, but also on Xbox Series X and PS5. If you put the game in performance mode, it was not working very well.
That's what I would probably do first, just to see. I want to see the pretty.
It has not been a problem for me. I had one random freeze up of the game that really annoyed me. And the problem was I had to replay like the last 10 minutes of game time since I'd last saved. So it annoyed me, but not enough that I rage quit, and then I have not had an issue since. So go team. That was fun.
Yay.
Nice.
What else have I been getting into? I don't know. They're about to start installing fiber in my neighborhood, so hopefully I can get off Comcast internet and get to fiber.
So I hope you get more regular.
Nice.
Indeed. I'll get more regular. But
shit joke from Willie. Are you happy?
So once that's installed, I'll have gigabit symmetrical service, and I'm very excited.
Yay.
Nice.
Like Willie.
Like Willie. Right now, I only have 40 megabits per second up, which is okay for all the streaming that we do here. But I want to be able to do my off-site backups real quickly, and with gigabit performance up, I'll be able to do my off-site backups very quickly, and I'm quite excited.
Nice.
Quite excited. But that's what I've been getting into. Mr. Bachman, why don't you go next for us?
So you've been tearing through a bunch of movies, wanted to finish off, like, closing off some streaming services like Paramount Plus and Peacock. So I've been going through and seeing what movies were still there that I hadn't watched yet. That's just, like one of the reasons I watched, like, the DC Pets. I just watched Sonic and Sonic 2. I watched Terrifier 2. I just watched last night. I watched the 3,000 Years of Longing, that movie about a genie that George Miller did, the guy that did Mad Max Fury Road. Really interesting film. Definitely not quite what I thought it was going to be, but it's literally like 2 storytellers just telling each other's stories over the course of the movie, which was really interesting. That one's on Amazon Prime now. Terrifier 2. If you like the first Terrifier, it's just the same, somewhat the same concept, but they threw another $40,000 at their blood and guts budget. And so just every kill, like, lasts an extra 60 seconds to 2 minutes longer than it should, with just extra blood and guts. It's just insanely over the top, to the point where, like, I was actually laughing at some of the kills. Like, it's that over the top. If you like the first Terrifier, you'll like Terrifier 2. Would it be ridiculous.
Like some of the was it like some of the kills from the Leprechaun movies?
Yeah, it's like that.
Like the
pogo
pogo
to the
stick?
point where it's like just insanely over the top, where it's like, oh, this person's been dead for 2 minutes and the character's still killing them. It's like, yeah, this stuff's insane. Like, you're just going pat.
You're
like,
just beating a dead horse at that
literally,
moment.
yeah. There's literally a scene where a person gets shot in the face with a shotgun, and they literally show the first shot of the face coming off because of the shotgun blast, and then they also rip the head off a mannequin. So with one shotgun blast, it somehow shot the face off and blew the head off. Where it was done to where it looks like it's two separate things happening, not at the same time. So it's hilarious. It's like, how did you get a double kickback on one shotgun blast? But yeah, it was just insane. It was kind of funny. It was, and it's done. It's shot like another like 80s slasher movie with just a bigger budget this time. But yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, I finished all of I can't remember if I said last time or not. I finished all of Picard season 3, which is fantastic to see. Like, you know, just all the nostalgia of that one.
It's pure nostalgia at the end, and I loved every moment of it.
Yeah, it was great. It was a really good show. But yeah, at this point now, I think, I've canceled my Paramount Plus. And then, we're waiting. Probably after we're done here with the podcast, I'm going to be calling Sparklight and getting rid of CenturyLink because of their garbage internet service that we've been dealing with for too long. Where during the last work week, we had 3 different days where our modem just turned itself off. And then after the third time it did it, it tried to basically upload an update that then stopped it from functioning. So like I lost an afternoon of work. Luckily it was on a day when my wife wasn't working. It was on Saturday. And so after like an hour of dealing with the worst customer service of any company I've ever dealt with, what we were told was that our modem was not wired correctly. It's like, it's been working right for a year. Yeah, that's what the bullshit person in the chat said, was that our modem wasn't wired correctly. After basically like 12 hours of them lying to us, we talked to 5 different agents, and then my wife actually figured out how to force it to finish the download, the update, and then had to resync our modem as if it was brand new and had never been on a network. That's what she figured out, because the 5 different people we contacted at CenturyLink couldn't figure out anything on their end. Absolute garbage service. Like we're paying over $100 a month for what's supposed to be 100 meg download. I checked it again and we speed test it like 42. We're not getting half of what we're supposed to get. And the other service in town, Sparklight, literally offers the same or 10 times the internet download speed for the same price. So yeah, after we're done here, I'm calling them because I'm so sick of CenturyLink and it's just been god awful.
Wait, 10 times customer service. 10 times the 100 that you're supposed to get, or 10 times the 42 that you do get?
10 times the 100 that we're paying for that we're still not getting. Yeah. Sparklight offers for the same price. It's a gig download, and then I don't know what the up is. But yeah, like we're paying for 100 meg download, which is the best that CenturyLink had at the time we moved here, and like we're getting 40. Like it's absolute garbage. Especially since we have 2 people working from home in this house. Like, we need a good internet. And so, yeah, we're going to get rid of those shitheads finally. And then, other than that, I was finally catching up on, I had to go and adjust my Goodreads. I haven't been reading this year, and I had set my goal for 30 and realized there is no fucking way I'm going to do that. So I think I lowered it to 15 now. And I got back on track I finished off the first novel in the Eisenhorn trilogy for Warhammer, which is really good. Really fun, fast-paced book, kind of an introduction to like chaos, if you don't know anything about the chaos entities in the Warhammer universe. And then I finished off, is it volume 4? Trying to check. Yeah, I'm on volume 5 now of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers by Kyle Higgins. I just finished 4. I've got 5, and then I've got Off the Grid and Shattered Grid, like already downloaded, ready to go. And I've got my reading list of them because... And the Boom Studios ones, like the name keeps changing on what the trade paperbacks are to read them in order. But yeah, I'm finally getting back on that, so I'm going to try to finish and actually get at least 15 books read this year. And then, finished Miles again on PS5. So I just went back and finished that. And then I had a weird glitch with my PS4. I've been playing the Uncharted 2 out in the living room, sitting in my comfy chair whenever... like Janet goes for her walk or whatever, and was doing that ridiculous scene where a tank's attacking you in Nepal and you're running from a tank with stupid villagers in the way, and it's just an asinine scene. And all of a sudden, like, the screen goes black and the PlayStation 4 turned off.
Oh, fun.
So I was like, well, this is awesome, because, at this point I was so aggravated by it after having died like 10 times in a row trying to run for this stupid tank and running into Nepalese villagers that won't get the fuck out of the way, or like to step in front of you when you're shooting the other guys. It's like bad AI on random NPCs is some of the dumbest shit in games. Oh, you're standing there firing at a enemy. let me step in front of you and absorb the bullets in the back of my fucking head. It's like, how is that still a thing in any game? I know this one's out of date and like it's been gone for a while, but like, how the fuck is that still any type of programming? No character should ever step in front of a character that's firing a gun and just absorb bullets. But yeah, it was so annoying to like die through that sequence, like getting slower, further and further through it, and then having the PlayStation just turn itself off. It's like, okay, well, apparently you're done with this sequence of events too, so I'll maybe finish that at some point. But yeah, I enjoyed finishing Miles again for the second time, and yeah, just the extra pretty of it on the PS5, where it just even looks better than it already looked great on PS4. Like Chris talked about, the new Jedi Fallen Order to Jedi Survivor, everything from amazing. They just took that and made it prettier for Miles, and then you take Miles, you put it on the PS5, and it's even prettier than it was. Like, it's such a fun game, and like I'm so looking forward to Amazing Spider-Man 2 now. It's like, okay, finished off Miles, and now got a couple other games. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to start next after Uncharted 2. But yeah, I finished that. I finished God of War. I think all my current new games on my PS5 I'm all caught up with, and then trying to decide if I'm excited or not for when the new anniversary event for DBD starts. But also, yeah, bad news this week for the DBD community. Puppers passed away, which was really sad for anybody that doesn't know about. Was it 3 years ago? He was having some trouble swallowing, and it literally went from that to like 10 different misdiagnoses through 10 different doctors. Finally found out that the kid had MLS, and like within 3 years he's now passed. And just really shitty, because there's all sorts of people on Twitch and YouTube and all these different streamers, and Puppers, Max was his real name, was just one of those guys that was like always nice to everybody. One of those kids that like, he wasn't on there making videos talking shit about people. He wasn't making videos that had basically any negative content. He was just, one of those happy people having fun making videos and trying to always be positive, which is not something you see that often in this day and age on, in streamers and people, making videos and stuff. And yeah, of course, sadly, that's the kid who, gets this awful fucking disease that tears his body apart and kills him off. The DBD community has been great about it, where like they, did 2 events called Into the Fog, where they raised money to help like take care of him and change his house up to where like he could get his wheelchair through everything. And like they actually did like a Puppers little like charm in the game that like all the characters got. So like the community like really embraced him, and like it's sad to see him go, because like nobody ever wants to see anybody go out like that, but like he was so young and such a nice guy, and it's just so shitty, for these awful diseases that just basically take away your ability to function. But yeah, that was really sad. But seeing like how many people loved him in the DBD community, that part was great. So like it's cool to see like the outpouring of love for a guy that was just really, really sweet and really cool, and never seemed to have a bad word for anybody, which is not something you see on most, any type of streaming platform. Someone's always talking shit about somebody. This guy didn't. He was a really nice guy, so it was sad to see him go.
Indeed. Well, Willie, why don't you finish things up for us? What you been getting into, sir?
I've been getting into some City Skylines again. That waiting for the sequel to come out. City Skylines 2. That's gonna be fun. It's the nice, just chill game. Just make your little town how you want to, and it's just nice to set your brain off, and just there's always something to do. Like, ooh, that area needs some more houses and over there. Let me go do that. Ooh, they need some office buildings. Let me go do that. It's just nice. You get to set it up. So far, I have I've started a new town, and it is currently Nick Cage specific, kinda. To where I have Poe Flats, the farm area, named after Cameron Poe, the main character from Con Air. And of course you got Troy Parks over there, which is a nice little pedestrian-only area for people to live their life in. Named after, of course, Castor Troy of Face Off fame.
I'm gonna take his face off.
And then
no more drugs for that man.
And then just for a little bit of conceitedness, I made the the Willie Nelson College of Nictoria. That's why I'm calling the state is Nictoria.
Jeez.
And right in front of it, I made a nice little park area. Is the Mary Jane Memorial Park, of course, after Willie Nelson.
Of course.
It's a nice little chill area. Got nice little tree lined areas, and I also got the university little DLC add on stuff. So the whole university area is a bunch of frat and sorority houses. So that's nice. And yeah, it's a nice little fun thing to do. I've been getting into Dead by Daylight. I've been playing with some people recently, so I've gotten back into
Willie,
it.
do you want some breaking news for Dead by Daylight?
Uh-oh.
Summer Game Fest is going on right now. Nicolas Cage just appeared to discuss his role as Dead by Daylight's latest villain at the Summer Games Fest.
Is he a killer?
That's what it just said.
Is he a killer?
Discuss
Cage
his role.
is a killer.
Hold on.
No, I was gonna have a new name.
The quote is, watch him discuss his role as Dead by Daylight's latest villain.
I wonder what this means. I don't know, because
I can't listen.
That just sounds like a shit-talking Survivor. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be an actual
I can't listen to the feed
killer.
right now because...
You listen here, Mr. Trapper. I'm not going to take this shit from you.
Mhm.
I'm going to focus my inner spiritual vengeance.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was scrolling through Twitter and you were talking about Nick Cage and then Dead by Daylight, so it seemed like perfect synergy.
No worries. Yeah, I've just been getting back into Dead by Daylight. It's so easy to get the iridescent one, isn't it, Bachman?
Which one?
Iridescent one, just the rank 1. Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, well, no, I'm like Silver 3.
It's not. You
That's
just
how much I
play. Pip. You get more pips than you D-pip. It's just the timing. You just gotta put it in there. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've also been running a lot of killers. I've been doing some good things with that. What else have I been getting? I've been still going through Dokapon Kingdom, going through that story. I forget what chapter we're in, but just got the wabbits. And the wabbit week was fun. Killing those wabbits was hard. Well, if you could kill one. You could only find them in that 1 week, and every turn is a day. And you only have 1 week to do it, and they love to escape.
Do you want some more Nick Cage clarification?
I was going to say, yeah, because I'm looking at the trailer now.
I'm researching for you. Out July 25th, he plays himself thinking he's going to a movie set.
That sounds right for the lore.
Yeah.
And it's literally like him running from a trapper, slamming pallets on him, working on a gen, opening the door. So yeah, he is a survivor.
Why is he a villain?
I don't know why they used that word.
Whatever. That's what I've been into, everybody.
Someone used the wrong word on it. Yeah, he's very much a survivor. There's video of him doing all the survivor things now.
Willie's going to play as Nick Cage all the time now, isn't he?
Yep. Yes.
I mean, going back from Dwight to that. I mean, me and Pupper shared that. We like being Dwight because Dwight looked like us. All right.
Yep. Yeah, I've been playing as my Puppers Dwight for the last week. That's just the only character I've been playing.
The Pete's outfit?
No, doing the one that's the Dweird that actually looks like Puppers, and then running just the Puppers charm. Like that's all I have on the character.
I mean, I was running the Dweird till they had the other head with the backpack and the paddles, because I wear those backpack and paddles all the time. I got paddles and I got pebbles to throw. The paddle pebble combo is infuriating to killers. But yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll use the other head that comes with the American flag bandana that goes around the head. And I was like, I gotta do that. As much as I want to have a bald Dwight, I can't just make the hair go away and have the bandana, which would be the best case scenario, but you can't. Oh well.
No, I did. Yeah, was it last night? Saw my first 100. And you will never guess which character the survivor was. It was a 100
Steve.
Prestige in our match. No,
Or
wasn't
Ash.
Steve. Quentin. The character with 0 cosmetics.
They actually made him look at. It seems like they fixed up his face.
They made a change to it. It still doesn't look much like the kid, like
Looks
Kyle
better.
Garner.
It doesn't look like he has butthole eyes.
Yeah, but it still doesn't look like Kyle Garner. But yeah, one of the few characters that or it might be the only survivor in the game that has 0 cosmetics. You cannot buy a different shirt, face, or pants for him. And this person had a Prestige 100 Quentin from the god-awful Platinum Dunes remake of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, you can't get any cosmetics for Freddy either, can you?
Yeah, those are well, on the killer
Why?
side.
Why did they do that?
Apparently they didn't want to give more than $4 to Platinum Dunes for the rights for the crappiest version of Freddy and the survivor that nobody remembers from a movie nobody saw.
Was he even the main guy in the movie?
No, he wasn't even Nancy.
You know what?
Even the
I
main
want to
character.
play as Quentin now because that makes it even better.
Yeah, the only 100 Prestige character I've ever seen so far in an actual match with me. We played with a Prestige 100 Quentin yesterday.
I mean, we don't even have Sydney in the game yet either.
Fuck that, we don't have Nancy Thompson.
Oh well.
I don't know who any. Oh, Sydney. Never mind. I get the reference now.
Yeah, it was a ghost phase. Scream.
Sydney Prescott.
I even did the voice and everything.
Yeah, that's what made it finally connect for me. Hey, side note, reviews are starting to come out for Indiana Jones 5, so be careful if you don't want spoilers.
So don't look at the
Spoilers.
reviews?
Spoilers, he's old.
Some reviews have spoilers. I assume some don't. You're gonna.
I
wanna,
think I've already seen one. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wish I didn't read that.
Yeah, I'm looking
well.
forward to it. It's James Mangold doing.
It's like I really
Jones.
cared about it. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I'm not like, I need to watch the next Indiana Jones movie because I'm super into that. I guess it's all right. So, yeah, I like those movies, but I'm not. It's like Star Wars. Yeah, they're cool. I've seen them. I'm not a Star Wars like fanboy, but yeah, I can tell you, I know I know Jizz is the official music that the Max Rebo band plays.
They play
It's
on
called
Jizz Whalers.
The old Jizz Whalers.
Old space jizz.
Thank you for that, Willie.
I like that old timey jizz.
Don't follow up. Don't follow up. Please, no one follow up.
Kinda runs down my chin.
All right. Well, on that note, we are about ready to start shutting things down. But before we do that, a friendly reminder, we try to stream this show live every week. Stay tuned to our social medias to see when we're going to be doing that. And if you catch the live show, you're probably over on Geeks.live right now. You can feel free to scroll down to the bottom of the page. You'll see a calendar of all of the upcoming live events on the Gonna Geek Network. And hey, while you're there, go check out some of the other great podcasts on that network. Before we shut things down, though, you guys have any final thoughts for the people?
Oh, congratulations to LeVar Burton on the 40th anniversary of Reading Rainbow on June 6th on D-Day.
Nice.
That was 40 years since he started on Reading Rainbow. Take a look at a book, Willie.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look. It's in a book.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read, Willie?
I mean, I'm better than Floyd Mayweather.
That's a low bar.
No, that's a low blow to a bitch.
That illiterate little fuck.
I-
Mayweather's such a
Woman
bitch.
beater too. What
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
You're not wrong.
He's a king piece of shit.
You
All
could
right.
die, and I would have tears of joy. You fucking little shitty ass man.
On that note, we are going to start shutting things down. Thank you so much for everyone who did join us this week, and we will see you on the next recording of the podcast. See you guys next time when I find the right button.
Bye.
Yeah, it's a button. Bye. Get out of here. Go on, get it.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.